Hi guys, welcome to Reality React channel. In this channel, we watch reality TV shows to recap, review, and for the fun of it. And today I'll be recapping maybe that first item Zanse, season 3, episode 7. So I'm going to start by Aubrain and Lorinda. And I just want to say I was judging Lorinda so much. Her exaggeration was a lot in the previous episodes, and I felt like she was not justified. But today made me realize that no, man, this woman is not as crazy as I thought she was. She's getting triggered by this man and he's doing subtle things. But today he brought himself out. As much as Lorinda is disrespectful, she makes light of stuff that could be serious to someone else, especially if you are already offended, because she told him that he could frame her beggar if he wants to, because if he feels that, like she was just telling him, you know what, I am already doing a lot for this relationship and you are not seeing me. So they start by getting into an argument that we do not understand, and then they try and show us what had happened. So Lorinda explains that when she left in the morning, she woke him up at 8:30 to say, can you please come with me to do groceries? And the guy said no, he's going to book whatever, book lunch or something like that. And then when she came back, and then I don't understand how that message was conveyed, because she's saying in her diary sessions that when she spoke to him, he didn't respond. But in the other session, it seems like he told her that he's going to a book launch, which he ended up not going. He felt like, you know what, I just want to relax and not do anything. So when Lorinda comes back, because she's angry at the fact that when she went out, she said she's going somewhere and he didn't want to go or he didn't answer and all of that. And she said she even came to his face and he didn't answer. Mind you, the previous night they were gossiping, but now they are no longer gossiping because he now in the morning he's moody, he's all of these things. I feel like the fact that they are sleeping in the same bed, these people is the reason why they get angry at each other. In the morning, in the middle of the night, they are arguing, they are fighting over things that, according to me, could be avoided to be fought about. And then she comes back, and then now she wants, and then the guy wants to address the stuff. They need to talk all the time and all of that. And then she says disrespectful things like, you can frame the beggar. I think that was the only disrespectful thing that I can remember. The other things, they were just like jabs and responses that sounds like you are being you are not being careful with your words. But I think Aubrain triggers her. He triggers those parts of him, and then they were trying to address the stuff, and it's like, yeah, but you say that you need to be respectful. She read him through. You say you need to be you want to be respected, but you are the first one to raise your voice. You say you want to resolve stuff, but you are the first one to walk out all the time. And I'm like, yeah, this is why she's like this. She's not doing this out of order. No. Aubrain and his respect and the view of the wife that he has seen his grandparents be or his mom be is not Lorinda's type, because Lorinda would not take the stuff sitting down. She will stand up for herself. She will raise the stuff. She'll hold him accountable. And I think he's not about that, because he says that she's used to dealing with low lives and whatnot. And I'm just like, at what point are you judging her exes? Did she tell you about her exes? Because if she didn't, where are you getting this information from? That she's used to dealing with low lives. Nah, I am not like that. I'm like, this man, nah, man. Nah, Aubrain also needs to check himself, because there's no way. There's no way this is how he behaves every day. There's no way. I just think that this girl is justified in her disrespect, because I don't get this thing of like, you want respect so much, but you are not giving it. You want respect so much, but you're not seeing the other side point of view. Yes, of course, he said, I am sorry. He expects her to say, I am sorry immediately. What if she's not seeing her wrong? She's justifying herself. You were justifying yourself just not so long ago. And then they go to Tabang. And then when they get to Tabang, they sit back to back from each other. And then Tabang tells them to write things down. He says a lot of things. It's the word. And oh yeah, she she called him stubborn. And then she says this word is like, it has a lot of meanings. But in her diary session, this was the part where I think also Lorinda could take it down a notch still. Because in her diary session, she says things like, you know what, I realize that I see what he means by I am being stubborn. But in that same session, she was not seeing it. And I'm like, at what point did you see it? In less than 5 minutes. And were you not raising it during the session that, you know what, I see it, I am sorry for being stubborn. But no, there are so many words, and you are ungrateful that they were saying about each other. And also, I really think that Aubrain has checked out, because he was saying that they can be cordial with one another, but at this point he's not comfortable with the whole situation. He took off his ring because Lorinda was not wearing hers, and Lorinda's excuse is that she went and got her nails done, and then at the nail salon they told her to take off her ring because you need to take off your ring, because then you can't put it inside the lamp, the UV lamp, to dry the nails. So yeah, all of these things that triggers Aubrain, I feel like they are not justified. I think that as a 86 years old man who said that he doesn't want his kids to be involved in the show, you keep asking this girl that who is what are my children's name? If you didn't tell, how would she know? Because a friend asked you about this situation, you said you don't want to involve your people, and I was like, he's justified. But now he wants the children's name that he didn't tell her, that he thought that if these are important people in his life, right, she should have asked. But like, who asks such questions when you're saying that you do not want your children to be involved? It doesn't make sense. And also, he can't use, this is why people with children must just date each other, because there's no way that you will just meet a person and be like, do you hear they have kids? And then you ask them, in less than 2 weeks, what are their names? What is she going to do with their names? Maybe age-wise, you can try and see how old are these kids, so that we can see how long has it been since you left the relationship with the mother of your children. Because other than that, what is she going to do with the names? Unless if the names have meaningful things that you want to convey to this girl, that when you are creative with naming your children. Other than that, there's no reason why she should know the names in 2 weeks of marriage that was done on TV. I don't understand Aubrain's ideology. And then when they go to the boys night, I'm gonna start with the boys. It's like I was telling the men that, you know what, his relationship is not working out and whatnot, and all of these things. And also, so we're just gonna go back to Princess and Estate. I'm gonna refer to him as Princess because when they were sitting down with Pastor X and the psychologist, right? The male psychologist, with Prince, who has moved into an apartment inside the same place. And I'm like, maybe he should have just moved to the other room in that apartment, unless if that apartment only is, they booked them one bedroom apartments. But other than that, I don't understand why he walked away, because he's trying to explain this whole thing. It's not the same explanation that Esetu gave us in the previous episode, where she said that part of the reasons was, or one of them gave us the reasons that Esetu went out at night with her family and she didn't tell Prince. That was the reason. According to Prince, the reason is that he has a wandering eye, and also when they were watching one of the stuff, he said, "Yo, why is the guy popping a balloon for one of the girls there and whatnot?" That's his type, and that's when the fight started. Mind you, Prince in his thing, he's busy saying he's busy on some. Yeah, I want to be protective. I'm like, protective, Zhuang. When you move out all the time, like when you do all of these things that do not make sense, walking away, calling her the B word, reminding her of, like, triggering her with regards to her previous experiences. And also the pastors are aware of these things, guys. The pastor and the psychologists are aware of the fact that Princess is using the situation that is to have with the abusive partner to trigger her to do all of these things that I think that everyone should be able to see that it's wrong. But except for him, he doesn't see anything wrong. He doesn't think that he has done anything. The pastors are even diagnosing him with inferiority complex. And I'm just like, wait, I don't see inferiority complex. I just see someone who has been told that I was in a hectic situation and now he's just trying to put her back into it instead of like making her feel better and all of these things. If someone was to tell me that they have been in a hectic situation, I wouldn't want them to go through the same again all over again. I would want for them to be like at least having a peaceful life now. Or I don't know, maybe this is part of the reasons why people keep telling us that when you have a bad past, don't tell a man about it because he might put you through it again. And that's what Prince is doing. And he was also telling the boys the same thing about the fact that, like I feel like men are just standing with each other in this case because tell me why one of the guys says there's her truth, your truth, and the real truth. And I'm just like, you had your wife tell you so many times that this man has walked out 2 times. Why is he walking out? Is he the same way that Aubrain says that he's getting triggered? He's being provoked by this girl saying that with the disrespect and the raising of their voice. If that's not within your character, even when someone's raising of their voice, you wouldn't raise it. It's within these people's character. It's within, this is how, and I think this is how, because I don't understand even the way the advices they were giving each other. They were justifying Lisiba's sleeping out outside the house because he was saying that he was fighting with them. I don't know who's them, whether it's it's Shulani and his wife or his friends or whomever is them. And he was also fighting with his wife, so he decided to go to the pub until 7 a.m. and all of these things. And then they're like, yeah, that makes sense, walking away is the only thing you could do. I'm like, what is wrong, guys? These are men in their 30s, except for Hulani, who's 27. But all of them are in their 30s, and they're giving each other that type of advice. I feel like as a country, we are going down with regards to men because it means that there are no men. If 3 men are sitting in their 30s, are sitting and saying, instead of you going back to your wife and resolving stuff, the only way was to sleep out of the house and not even come back at midnight. No, sleeping out, doing whatever, and walking away for more than 12 hours. That's the most acceptable decision he could have taken, according to these guys. They couldn't even see that, no, Mara, my boy, that was wrong. No. And also, he was bragging about his relationship and I feel like it is in the situation where it is because, he's been taking care of his wife the same way this girl also told the girls in the girls' night that she lacks for nothing. And I'm like, baby girl, it's been 2 weeks. This thing of being taken care of, it's just been 2 weeks, and it's good that you appreciate it, but it's been 2 weeks. It's been a week or 2 weeks or whatever, but it's not like a month or so. I just feel like, and he has shown you his true colors. The walking away needs to be nipped in the bud. It cannot go on. I hope that someone tells this man that. But anyway, we now move to, we are still in Prince and Presence and Eseto because these men. So we find Eseto saying that she has slept on the couch since she had a peaceful night. She's wondering why this guy is always leaving, and she's telling the counselor Tabang and the sexologist what had happened and all of these things, and they are all just dragging Prince. I feel like Prince is the only one who does not see this. All these specialists, they are seeing his true colors. They are seeing that this man is something is off with his character because he doesn't reason properly. Something is off there. because there's no way this is the type of men that they thought SA2 deserved. Because tell me, what the sexologist is even saying, you're one of the people that deserve this the most. We had hoped that you are going to have a beautiful marriage. How was she going to have a beautiful marriage if the matching point of them was that they were the only two left, and also because of the traumas that she has been through and whatnot. I'm just like, I wonder what was in Prince's application, because I need to see that application so that I can say, why was this man selected? I don't get it. And then as she's explaining the whole thing and they comforting her, telling her that he's doing wrong to even his name. And I'm like, what name? What is he going to do with his name? Because we have seen the expose by his ex-wife or his current wife, whatever the situation is happening there. And also we have seen a lot of things that this man is just not good, even for the show. I feel like we need to get to a point where Married at First Sight just marries people who are really single, because this can be statistics. This is why we can't even be happy for Nelisa and her husband Temba, because Temba decided to leave someone after paying Lobola for them and come do the show. Like it just doesn't leave. As much as we have seen now, they have paid Lobola, they have done everything else. It just doesn't seem like a thing that we can say Lili Lili Lili, because what about Sponono and two kids? Now we must be happy for you when that relationship didn't end as properly as it could have been. Those type of things. It just doesn't make sense. And I think that that's just my point of view. If you start a relationship like that, you're just chaotic. There are better ways to do things. Like, just be single, leave people, make it clear, like, just do things properly. Don't haphazardly decide to go on a show when you know you are married or you are engaged and the other partner thinks that you are still in a relationship with them while you are not. And I hope Umamngane just remains on Twitter, does not come back to this show. I just don't want to see another disrespectful situations by Tabang saying that you are not married and all of those things. I hope that she doesn't come and do this show. She must not give Princess more airtime. Just doesn't, nah, man. But anyway, so they're explaining all these things, and then the girls ended up going to go on the girls' night with the PJs and all of that, and they chill. And then we find out that Nompumelelo and Shulane are waking out on some of the stuff, but Nompumelelo is not there, guys. And she's not there at all. She doesn't even think of kids with this man. But we see her next week cotizaring there in Guyana. Like, I'm just like, ooh, Nompumelelo. You are cotizaring when you are not even sure of the whole situation. I feel like that's the one person that should have said no. It would have been justified. She's still shocked that SA2 is still wearing the ring anyway. And I'm like, yeah, because she decided to sign up for a Married at First Sight. What do you expect? That's the thing that people on Married at First Sight do, my sister. But anyway, the girls are just like, Esetu is even telling them that she has been in an abusive relationship and she feels like Aubrain is taking her back there, and they're all sympathetic with her, and they ended up going gossip about their men. I don't know why we didn't hear it from the CCTV footage with regards to what they were saying about these guys. It would have been interesting to hear what the girls think of these people when the cameras are off. It would be interesting. But one thing I realized when the guys met in these scenes is that these people are busy gossiping about each other too. Like, the girls went to their men and said, this is what's happening between Smang Mang and this Smang Mang. And I'm just like, why are you doing that? And also, can we talk about how Luciba and Matsidiso are the only happy couples for this episode, that it is clear that they are happier. And the second couple is Kulani and what's her name? Nompumelelo. Because Matsidiso and Lisiba have been intentional for the whole week to ensure that they do things together. Apparently, they went to a cricket match. Besides the balloons and the MK bag, it's just like it's been interesting in their relationship, and I love it for them. I hope they keep it up. I hope Lisiba does not drop the ball. He continues, but according to the next season and preview for the next episode, it seems like he's crying, and I'm just like, ooh, he's done it again, gone to the clubs. I think without properly saying bye, because I feel like Lisiba, if he could work out on his grooving ways, it could be better. This relationship would work out. But because he's busy grooving and he's not focusing on his wife properly, that's why it's going down. And then we see Aubrain is picking his bags as well. And that was to be expected. I mean, like he did say that he doesn't have hope for the relationship. And then another bomb. We're seeing this guy's letter that apparently he went, there was an agreed amount of lobola that was at 45,000, and a princess only managed to pay 10,000. There was a balance of 35,000 that was left. Oh, guys, like I feel like Prince is just another timber waiting to happen. And I not that I don't wish for Matsitsu to be happy, but I don't think she'll be happier with this man. He's just not the one for her. Like, there's no way. If this is, he's not even the 10. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand why there's a stint of this guy in Eseto's life cycle. But anyway, it's not up to me. I mean, like, it's up to the producers of the show. I'm just glad that the specialists can see that he is triggering her. He's a princess. He's just not the one for her. But anyway, we also see Hlulani and we see Hlulani's wife in there in Tanini or Giani cooking and all of these things, and she's complaining about it as well. Like, I feel like she's not gonna have a good time. And because it's just not a thing for her. I mean, also it's the fact that she doesn't like this man anyway, so the whole thing of her cooking, she's just gonna complain about it until Jesus comes back. I'm sure she's not going to embrace it. I wonder if they are going to embrace her. But it seems like the sisters that came, if she's going to meet the same people, it's going to look better for her. But also with Aubrain and Lorinda, I don't think Lorinda is going to go to the mother-in-law's house. Thank you guys for watching this recap. I'll see you guys in the next one.